Oh, I just talked to one person and it gathers everybody. That is the
Trying
weirdest,
to best the academia
muddiest
in a
instruction.
debate is attempting the impossible.
Nothing is impossible if you just believe, right?
If you really want to try, I won't stop you. It's not like our situation can get any worse.
Exactly. The worst that they can say is no. So why not?
I don't think it's entirely hopeless. To Sharif, Nilu's approach will come off as naive, but that kind of frankness is exactly what they lack the most. Things might turn out differently from what you expect.
I am in favor of such a romantic feat.
Of course you are.
No playwright will turn down a compelling underdog story.
Except that it's the academia, and they totally could.
Sure, in fiction, but I'm not sure how well
Clayman.
that will translate to reality.
I'm calling you Clayman from now on because of the clay pot you have in your head.
I'm not saying that I don't support you, Nilu. If you need my help, just say the word. Anything is better than just standing aside and watching the theater get demolished.
I mean, it's not even the shape, it's just the color. I don't like a terracotta orange. You know, that color, I just don't like that color. Because I associate it with terracotta pots and clay pots, and I don't find them particularly attractive. So that just looks like a clay pot on his head to me because of the color. You could have had it like a brown, a really nice robust brown, and it wouldn't have had any issue with it. It would look like a damn hat. It doesn't look like a hat to me.
I'm also pitching in. Let's show the academia that we have some fight in us.
You tell him, Nadia.
Thank you, everyone. I feel a lot less nervous with your support.
Not to rain on your parade, but my father is a real hard guy to deal with. He's erudite, meticulous, demanding, and exceedingly familiar with rigorous logic. It'll be extremely difficult to beat him in a debate.
I would love to hear somebody use the word erudite in real life and not be ironic about it. It's just a word you don't use. I mean, even meticulous is underused, but erudite. I long for the day.
You all already knew that. But you just didn't want to hurt Nilu's feelings.
That's because she's a sensitive little dove.
But when all's said and done,
Butterfly.
aren't you hurting her just the same?
No. If it was blatantly impossible and there was no avenue for change, then yes, I would agree with you. But this isn't the end of the road. There's always the opportunity to change people's minds. I think you're being incredibly pessimistic and throwing that on Nilu and everybody around you, and that's kind of rude.
That's enough, Inaya.
Sorry, I ruined the mood.
Yeah, you kind of did. Miss Pessimism? Jesus. A little glass half full might do you some good.
I just can't force myself to expect a positive outcome. Nilu shouldn't have to push herself for the sake of an impossible goal.
Look, lady, no one's forcing you to expect a positive outcome. No one's forcing you to change your opinion on your mind. Just don't be so freaking vocal about it. I mean, Jesus, no one asked for your opinion. There's nothing in this world that's impossible. I mean, there is. Success comes from hard work.
Yeah, it's way too early to give up.
You're right, Inaya.
She's not, but...
We're up against the academia. Everyone knows that they're very powerful. Being skeptical might actually be the more normal response.
I mean, skepticism is one thing. Being blunt about other people in a negative light is not.
But I still want to try. I'm reluctant to just let Zubair Theater go.
If you did, I'd be questioning your dedication to it.
And it's not just me. I think everyone else here feels the same way. If we're unhappy, we should speak up and let our voices be heard. Say what's on your mind, and do what you think should be done. If we fail after that, then at least we won't have any regrets. I mean, after all, the only thing we can control right now is our choice at this very moment.
She's not wrong.
I understand what you're trying to say. I also have my own intense feelings of anger and regret.
Maybe you should start channeling them in the right direction, Inaya.
Then, could I trouble you to tell your father about our plan for a debate?
Why give him forewarning?
You can still get in touch with your family, right?
Does she want to is the bigger question, Nilu. To think about that.
Yes, I can.
Then, please help us pass on my request. I've never participated in a debate, and truth be told, I'm still not really confident in myself. But since we've decided on a debate, I'll do my best to prepare for it. I'll gather everyone's thoughts and let them be known to all during the debate. I, by myself, definitely don't have enough wisdom to beat your father. But what about the entire theater combined? Then we should have a chance, right?
Right.
That's right, Miss Nilu.
Beat the bad guy! Justice will prevail!
Aren't you a bit old to be talking like that?
Make him eat dirt!
See previous comment.
You too. We aren't getting into a fight.
I mean, aren't you? Isn't it a debate just a passive-aggressive fight?
But thank you for your encouraging words. I'll do my best.
Well said back there, Nilu.
Collect the thoughts of
I
theater
might have
members.
said a bit too much.
Any three
Anyway,
theater members?
we better start preparing now. First, let's see what everyone thinks about the situation.
Hello, Zubair. It is your community that's going to
Time pull
disappear.
everyone's thoughts.
What do you think of this incident?
Mr. Zubair, we're trying to put together a list of arguments that might be useful. Any ideas?
It won't be difficult to explain our position. They're in the wrong, and they know it.
Do they, though? Do they? That's a moral high ground, and I don't think you're going to win.
I have meticulously managed this theater's affairs for years, and I have abided by every procedure and obtained every permit.
Ah, legally you're in the right. Okay, that's very different from what I was thinking.
I did all of that to protect ourselves if something like this were to occur. I didn't expect them to disregard the rules altogether.
This could work well in our favor. They like their rules. This might have something to do with Inaya. Gee, you think?
Yes, I know. But anyone who's staying at the theater is one of us. If I can't even protect the members of the theater from outside pressure, then I have failed in my duty as a manager.
He's good. He's good value.
In summary, you need sufficient confidence and strict adherence to the rules. At least for now, they don't have the authority to demolish the theater.
There you go. Boom. All you need is that argument and you can buy yourself some time.
As long as you double down on that point and force them to concede it, you'll gain an advantage.
Yeah.
All right, got it.
I would use it as my first point because the minute they give ground, you're already, on a roll, so to speak. It's already in your favor.
I've seen many situations like this before. The academia sure likes to get its nose into everyone's business.
If only you knew.
While you prepare for the debate, I will also prepare the theater for the potential aftermath. It's best to prepare for the worst outcome. Once you're done chatting, do me a favor and tell our customers that we're canceling all of our shows.
I don't really see that that's my job, but okay.
Do we really have to?
Right now, no one's in the right frame of mind to perform. I have to consider both our staff and our customers. This is the only way. Nilu, you are incredible. With your talent and youth, you had the least to lose out of all of us. And yet you were still the first to take a stand.
I've never thought about leaving your theater, Mr. Zubair. I truly love this place, and I want to keep dancing here. I also want to keep dancing with everyone else.
You're becoming more and more like her.
Who?
Do your best.
Who?
We'll do all that we can, and leave the rest to fate.
Do not make me sound like an owl, sir. Who does she sound like?
Her? My teacher. She was an excellent dancer, but she's retired now.
Can we go find her?
If we have time later, I'd be happy to tell you more about her.
No, just take me to see her. She probably has some thoughts of her own that could help. Okay, so I kind of feel like we can talk to anybody. I'm going to talk to people who probably have usefulness. So, Rakar.
I didn't expect you all to challenge the academia.
What other recourse did we have?
And that reminded me of my younger
Oh
years.
dear God.
Back then, I
Reminiscence.
feared nothing and no one, and I was always charging into the most dangerous of places.
Okay, maybe she won't be useful.
I can't do things like that anymore, but those were some of the best times of my life.
Sorry. If the theater really ends up getting demolished, then you, Soren, and Abi will all...
It's all right. There's no need to think such heavy thoughts. Even if the building gets demolished, its people will still all be here.
Will they though? If the building gets demolished, they're going to be going wherever they can to keep performing.
Have faith in the resilience of an adventurer. We can always figure something out.
But won't you have regrets if things just come to an abrupt end? It'd be like when you were forced to stop adventuring.
Ah, so that's what you were worrying about. Relax. I've had a lot of experience with regret. Things are painful at first, but as they say, time heals all wounds. Look at us now. Serene and Abi are happy. And Serene has also just passed his theater exam. He can start acting soon.
You need to pass a theater exam to start acting? Okay.
He was thrilled because he can soon perform on the same stage as you.
Who sets the exam if performance isn't welcome in Samaria City?
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for our past struggles. And would Serene have become a happier person? That's hard to say.
Are you trying to make us feel better?
Yes, but I truly do mean what I say. Being here at the theater has taught me an important lesson. The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it. I can choose to believe that my life ended with my husband's death. Or I can choose to believe that it was a blessing in disguise for Serene and Abi.
I don't really see how their father's death can be a blessing for them, but it is better than the former.
Similarly, even if this theater disappears, a new beginning might just be around the corner.
I don't think that's a good outcome, though.
Good and bad are all human-made concepts. It all depends on how we choose to see things.
Doesn't mean they have any less value just because they're human-made concepts.
You have a point.
Nilu, I know how important Zubair Theater is to you. But you don't have to be so nervous. We're all here with you. The theater won't go down so easily.
Thank you, Miss Raykar.
No need to thank me. If anything, you inspired me with your bravery. You might have what it takes to become an excellent adventurer.
Why would she want to be an adventurer? She's a dancer. She has it in the bag. She's already a first. Why is she a first rate adventurer? She's got a career path ahead of her. Why would she want to be an adventurer?
You're too kind.
I don't really know what's kind about my words when this makes no sense.
All right, I gotta cheer up. I can't waste everyone's words of encouragement. I feel a lot better.
It hasn't helped our argument in the debate, though.
Good. My children and I will be cheering you on at the debate.
Does that count? It does count. Thank God for that. Kasani. I will happily talk to you.
Paimon doesn't really want to talk to him.
Oh, I so do. He was entertaining, if nothing else.
So, you've already developed some prejudices against me. And to think, I was just about to put forward a suggestion.
I'm open to it.
Oh, Paimon will listen to that.
Although, I know not if you have a new answer to my previous question.
Probs not.
Now seems like an appropriate time to revisit it.
If the game will let me.
What do you think is the meaning of art?
Oh, this again?
We probably do need to tackle this question if we want to prove the value of the arts.
She makes a good point.
I don't know how to explain it, but all I know is that when my performance makes the audience happy, I also become very happy.
So you're saying that whenever you don't have an audience to perform in front of, it's not art because it doesn't make other people happy? That's a terrible definition of art.
Does that count as a meaning?
You answered him so seriously. Careful, Nilu. This guy's ramblings never make any sense.
No. Nilu's answer far surpasses yours. And it is close to my own. The meaning of art comes not from its creators, but from its audience.
Well, I mean, art is a two-party job. Someone has to be the viewer or the perceiver or the watcher or something. There has to be a receptive party to an artwork in whatever form it takes. So, yeah. But at the same time, it's not wholly within the sphere of the audience, I do think the creator kind of has some of their own importance in the role.
In other words, only art that can be appreciated by others will impart its essence and value upon the minds of its audience.
But what if the creator is the audience? What if the creator is creating something for their own enjoyment, their own entertainment, their own consumption? But I suppose one could then argue that there's still an audience and a creator. Even if they are the same person, there are still the two roles. God, I didn't expect to get so philosophical, but yes, okay. Okay, yes, okay. In that case, I would agree with you. Yes.
This is something that the academia can never understand.
You seem to have many stories of your own.
I once pursued the mastery of art, much like how a researcher would chase wisdom and knowledge.
Okay. What art specifically are you talking about? It's a very broad term.
However, the more of a connoisseur I became, the less I felt I understood. I began to question what it truly meant for art to be understood at all. I found that I could comprehend even the most complex and sophisticated of works, and yet somehow that provided me with little solace. I remained even perplexed about this conundrum until I visited this theater and watched one of Nilu's performances.
It was that life-changing?
Everyone here had a joyous part in the overall experience. The actors upon the stage basked in the love of their audience, while those in the house immersed themselves in the wondrous ambiance. In all honesty, from a purely critical point of view, the performances here are exceedingly average.
Shh, don't tell Nilu that.
Hey, don't say something like that.
Hey, her Sub-Zero's festival dance was amazing. It was not average.
But what bewildered me was how, despite the performance's middling quality, they captivated their whole audience. They captivated even me. I realized then that I had walked the wrong road. The mastery of art was never what I truly wanted.
You want a mastery of the audience?
I left the so-called frontiers of artistic research and came to this theater. For this is where I can finally find what I seek. Art will no longer be a castle in the sky. Whether it be inspiring or entertaining, art must be appreciated by others to confer value. If art cannot accomplish that, then it is meaningless.
When you put it that way, Mr. Zubair and I refused to follow the Academia's orders to change our shows for a similar reason. To put it simply, we were afraid that our shows would lose their meaning if people couldn't understand them.
I once stood in the spotlight, but I relinquished fame and acclaim for the freedom I enjoy today.
Okay. I mean, I don't know why, if that's the reason you relinquished it, but if you want to keep telling yourself that, go for it.
I care not for where my feet may take me next, but Nilu, you need to remember one thing. You already stand upon the finest stage there is, and that is a rare gift that should never be taken for granted. You cannot give it up, not even to the Academia.
I love his passion.
I understand. Thank you for your words of encouragement, Mr. Kasani.
Dust the cobwebs away from the eyes of those scholars.
Ended on a high
You
note.
seem to care a lot about the theater.
Absolutely.
Once you get to know him, you'll realize that he's actually a big softie at heart. He'll even help out with furniture repair and painting the stage.
Wow. Paimon didn't think he had that in him at all.
Yeah, okay, I'm absolutely falling asleep. I'm gonna have to stop. Damn it. I really want to get through this. This is the second time I've had to stop trying to get through this story quest. I just want to get through it so I can get to the Archon quest, but I just, my eyes are drooping. I can't keep going. Okay, guys, it is early morning. I'm going to sound rough. This is the bajillionth time I have tried to get through Nilu's story quest. There's just nothing interesting about it, and it's hard to make it a priority when you've got other games that you need to play and want to play, more importantly.
To protect the most important
So,
things.
yeah, it's been
That's
almost
why
2
I must
weeks.
also wield a
Hush,
spear.
Candace. It's been almost 2 weeks since I've actually played Genshin, so Do I remember what's happening in the storyline? Absolutely not. Inform customers of the show's being cancelled. Why has it fallen to me? It doesn't really seem like that's my job, but okay. Neely's doing it. I'm just accompanying her.
You're here. Is the theater actually closing?
He's been worried sick for a while now. He wouldn't stop talking the whole way back.
Hey, you two.
Back from what?
What exactly happened? Did someone come down from the academia?
Yes. He told us that we have to shut down the theater within 30 days, and that it's going to be demolished.
What the heck? That came with no warning.
They're messing with us again.
Don't tell me you'll have to listen to him.
Come on. You know the answer to that.
Yeah, it is a direct order from the academia.
There's no need to worry, though. I'm preparing for a public debate with the academia. If I win, we might be able to overturn things and change their minds.
Right. That's the thing. Got it.
Really? That's terrific. You have my full support. No doubt about that.
Mine too. So what was their excuse anyway? They still not a fan of the theater's programs?
Yeah, something like that.
Good thing they have the power to make rash decisions about things they don't even understand, huh?
Yeah, they need to touch more grass, not books.
I don't disagree.
Exactly. They want to look down on us? Ha! We'll look down on them first.
See how that feels, academia people?
Don't worry. Everyone here has your back. The academia's recklessness won't get them any praise.
Right. They might think that some forms of knowledge are more valuable than others, but everyone can equally appreciate art. If they don't believe that, send them my way. I got them beat on this subject.
Maybe you can prepare some questions on the details of dance performance to make things harder for them at the debate.
Sounds like a good idea. Maybe that's something I should do.
Ignore him. He's joking. Just do things your way. No matter what,
I don't think he was joking, but sure.
Support you.
Thank you all so much. Your understanding and support make me feel a lot better.
There are always more solutions than problems. If you need help during the debate, just shout and the entire Grand Bazaar will be at your beck and call.
I kind of disagree. There are always more problems than solutions, but I appreciate your optimism, Jude.
Gotta show them who has the people's support.
It ain't the academia, that's for sure.
I feel like the pieces are starting to fall into place. Let's head back to the theater and organize our thoughts.
I mean, my thoughts don't need organizing. They just need to wake up.
Abby, have you seen Miss Inaya?
No, Miss Nilu. Miss Inaya isn't back yet. Wasn't she just passing on a message? Does she really need this much time?
Because she has started arguing with her father again. Maybe her father has imprisoned her.
Oh no. Traveler, Paimon, I think I've messed up big time. What if Inaya never planned to come back?
What?
Calm down. Explain.
It's just a gut feeling, but knowing her, she probably feels like she's completely responsible for what happened.
Yes, and so she should. I mean, it's not her fault. But unfortunately, the series of events have unfolded because of her actions.
She probably thinks that all of this happened because she was staying here.
Oh, right. As soon as her father showed up, she said that her father was targeting her. So she's felt like that this whole time.
She has a long-standing conflict with her father. That's why she ran away from home. She doesn't think that we can win the debate, and she doesn't want to implicate us. So she thought leaving was the best thing to do.
So even after we decided to go for the debate, she still couldn't bring herself to support it, which I kind of feel is irresponsible on her part. She's made a decision, i.e. to be with the theatre. She should commit to it when we have a potential resolution. If the resolution doesn't work, then sure, maybe then separate yourself from the theatre. But you gotta try all avenues first.
And then she just quietly left afterward.
She's too harsh on herself. No one should bear all the blame.
Exactly.
Set the stage.
She's being too pessimistic.
Yep.
How will you know if you don't try?
Exactly.
Anyway, first things first. We have to get her back.
No, first things first, let's get this debate underway. I think that's a little more important at the moment.
But where should we start? Sumeru is huge!
I think I might know. Let's start by looking outside the city. Before I brought her to Zubair Theater, she was staying at a remote campsite. She got a fever from drinking unclean water, so I carried her back. If she has nowhere else to go after leaving the theater, she might go back and strike out on her own again.
Then let's go take a look.
Yes, let's hurry.
Find Inaya outside of the city. Okay, so she's between Cadaverville and Vamara Village. Yoink. Unnecessary, but yoink. Is she here? She's not here.
There are signs that someone had stayed here very recently.
But we can't confirm if it was Inaya or not. Let's take a look around first.
Ah.
Did
Doesn't
you hear
sound
that?
good. Is that Inaya?
I heard it too. Let's investigate.
Ooh, I'm playing as Nilu. Reach and settle emergency within 60 seconds.
Sounds like we're getting closer. The voice is coming from over there.
Yes, we're almost there.
This is the weirdest way of navigating. Up here.
Stay back!
It's Inaya! She's being attacked by wild animals!
Inaya, don't be scared!
This is time consuming to settle it just as Nilu, but I will do it. Here. Okay, maybe I won't do it.
Hurt a little.
Just a little. Let's just use your ability and then move on.
Yield! Nowhere to run!
Ooh. He's dealing way more damage than Nilu did. Excuse me. Oh, I earned those apples. I want those apples.
Thank you.
Ooh. Time of day change.
There weren't so many big animals in this area before. They chased after me for a long time. Sorry. I'm causing trouble for you again.
Oh, I hate these kinds of people. Oh, I'm so sorry that I did this to the community. Oh, I'm so sorry that I did this to, annoy you. It's like, Jesus Christ, I'm apologizing and putting yourself down. It's actually really annoying.
You really don't think we have a chance at winning the debate?
No. I just thought it would take too much effort.
We're doing it regardless of whether you're there or not.
Everything happened because of me. If I'm gone, then the situation will resolve itself.
But the thing is that it won't. The sages will still want to take down the theater because it's art. You were just the catalyst. You're not the main reason. But everyone else is trying so hard.
Yeah, everyone's working together towards a happier ending. No one should be singled out for blame.
It's all right if it's me. As long as the theater won't get demolished. You guys are the kindest people I've ever met. You shouldn't suffer so much because of me.
Listen to me, Inaya. Even if you were the reason that all of this happened, no one would blame you. Mr. Zubair said that you're one of us, so that means we will protect you. No matter what happens, we'll stand as one.
Nilu, there will always be a victim. Whether it's me or the theater. You can't eat your cake and have it too. You can't win a debate against the academia. Especially since your opponent will be my father.
Why are you so sure of this?
My father is an extremely demanding man.
And?
He's always wanted me to become an exceptional researcher and his academic successor. I tried my best to meet his expectations and did everything I could.
That's great, but you're still not giving me a reason why he's guaranteed to win the debate.
But he still wasn't satisfied. Or rather, he had just never been satisfied with me. I'm no genius. But whenever he berated me, it was always as if he was asking me, why aren't you a genius? Yeah, like I'd know.
So that's why you ran away from home?
At first, I thought the father would slowly come to terms with reality. But he just wouldn't stop berating me.
Again, you're going on your woe is me backstory train, but you're still not telling me why you're so 100% certain he's going to win this debate.
For one exam, I earned the 3rd highest score. I thought that all my hard work had finally paid off. and that I could finally make Father feel some modicum of joy. I even used the embroidery skills I learned at school to make a commemorative gift for him. I thought, even this daughter can make her father happy sometimes.
I see. When we were embroidering your gift before, I didn't feel like you were new at it.
Yeah. Sorry for not bringing it up. These are not pleasant memories for me.
So what you're saying, Inaya, is that earlier on in your life, before you got to this point, maybe when you first got into adulthood or something, you really needed someone to sit you down and tell you what a toxic relationship you have with your father, and that he really is not the kind of person that you need in your life, and that you should have got no contact with him. Yeah, that's I understand perfectly.
I was tired of him yelling at me every day. All I wanted was to see him smile at me.
Yeah, and she's also the kind of person I don't think who will ever learn. She'll always want her father's approval. And lady, go see a therapist. You need to see that his approval is not going to make your life better, and you should not be arraying your life around him and his wants and needs and how he makes you feel. You need to just cut that cancer out of your life and move on.
But he was more angry than ever before once I'd given him my embroidery and told him my score. He flung my present to the side.
And honestly, shouldn't she know her father by this point? Shouldn't she know that he would not be pleased with either of these things?
You think you should be proud of third place? Reflect on why you weren't first. I forgot how long I'd cried for. I only remember my parents arguing. My mother also thought he went overboard. They argued for such a long time. My father eventually stormed out and slammed the door behind him. I didn't get a single sentence of apology or any words of comfort. I've completely given up. We're destined to never understand each other.
And yet part of you still wants his approval. You really, really got to understand that this is not okay. And you need to just stop thinking about him.
How horrible.
I don't think you can beat him in a debate. Because he doesn't even understand what kind of place a theater is.
I like how we just went on this entire massive freaking tangent when we merely asked, why do you think that he will win the debate? You went on this big backstory that has literally nothing to do with the question at hand. If they wanted to give you your backstory in conversation, it should have been in a different way, not an answer to a question that you didn't answer.
He can never understand the relationship performers have with their audience. His life is devoid of camaraderie or friendship.
How lonely.
He just wants everything to happen according to his wishes, as if the world revolves around him. What we cherish, our little place in this world, means nothing to him.
That's because he's a narcissist, and you should realize this.
It sounds like your past has had a huge impact on you.
Oh, gee, you think, Paimon?
I understand now, Inaya. But when we were preparing for the debate, I heard something quite wise. Maybe it'll help you.
What was that? Oh, bloody hell, I wasn't paying. This is 2 weeks ago. Raykar's opinion, Kasani's opinion, Sheikh Zubair's opinion, Grand Bazaar crowd's opinion.
Everyone is free to appreciate art. No form of art is inherently superior. Mr. Zubair has been meticulously managing the theater.
Art must first be appreciated by others to confer value.
The most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it.
Bloody hell, I don't know.
No, Miss Raykar has gone through a lot in her life, but she told us that she's very happy to live at the theater now. Although she ran into misfortune, it led her down a new path in life. She sees that as a blessing. She told me that the most important thing about an experience is how you choose to interpret it.
Interpret it?
I can sympathize with your unhappiness at home, but after you ran away, you ended up at the theater and became one of us. Those unhappy experiences allowed you to really cherish your bonds with everyone, and also gave you the opportunity to become friends with us. Don't let your past suffering keep you from the new life that you've worked so hard to find.
Oh.
Let the past stay in the past.
You don't have to be so hard on yourself anymore. This is your new beginning.
When I ran away from home, I swore that I would leave my family conflicts behind. But you're right. All I'm doing now is falling right back into it.
Yep.
Maybe you'll disappoint him, but that doesn't matter. You have a new future waiting for you. Don't let go of the answer you've worked so hard to find.
That's right. If we put our heads together, there's bound to be a way.
You're right. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm not trying to meet his expectations. So why should I give up because of him?
Exactly.
I can't afford to lose anything more. We have to win. The debate will not only protect Zubair Theater, but also allow me to settle things with Father.
That's right.
That's the spirit!
Let's go. I'll tell my father about the debate. I know him very well. Even if he looks down on us, I know how to make him accept.
All right, let's go.
Back to Zmeru City.